I'm gonna. Looks like Twitch has caught up. Let me see. Let me make sure that good old YouTube is catching up too, because I want everyone to be able to see. Come on, YouTube. Anyway, how's it going? How you guys doing? What's new? Talk to me. Okay, now we're up on both. Great. All right. So, yeah, lots to go on. Lots to talk about. Gosh, I mean, I almost don't know where to start because there's so much that it's been really hard to keep track of. So I'm going to do the best that I can, and also note that there are a lot of cats that are in need of attention again. So bear with me when and if that occurs. So yeah, I don't know. BSB, right now you're the only one in chat, so I'm talking directly to you. Oh, hey, there we go, Dragoth. Yeah, let me start off. Just thank you, Dragoth, for I'll tell everyone. Dragoth and his sons helped find the specs for the Thule, or the Tool, which was in the original Horror on the Hill, and is in the basic set rules, which I didn't have a copy of, but luckily the folks at D&D Wiki converted to 5e that monster, so I now have access to that, which is great. Yes, so that's going to be included in there when we start covering the cemetery and the undead in the cemetery in this adventure. I'll go into more detail about the Thules, but it's not quite this week. Yes. So anyway, thank you. 3 cheers for Dragoth the Wild. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Yeah. Is this window box low? Can I raise it? Anyway, yes, the cat cones are back. The cat is currently underneath the desk. The other cats are locked out of this room, which generally doesn't bode well for them. Or rather, it doesn't bode well for me, because they'd hate that. Farquad, thank you so much for suggesting so many rewards on Revlo. I'm going through them, and some of them will probably be taking effect. Some of them are repeats and from other requests, and so yeah, we're gonna get to them. Not today, but they're pretty awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, Revlobot or Revlo.co /saving throw show, you can actually, for 1 XP, you can suggest a reward, and it won't cost 1 XP to fulfill that reward. We will determine how much it will cost, but you can submit as many as you want, as much XP as you have, and we will go through those and choose the ones that we like the best and think would be the most fun. So go ahead and check out what we have now, and then maybe you'll see some from some others. BSB had suggested one. Ran Over suggested one, and Farquad had suggested like 40 bazillion. So there you go. Let's see here. Going back through. Yeah. So this is, as BSB said, this is where I talk about all things RPGs, specifically me learning and relearning how to work in a lot of RPGs. I don't get to play much because I'm usually behind the scenes. So this is my goal. The goal of this show is to re-educate me into DMing and other things, and also show some cool things that I've picked up and learned over the years as well. And mostly it's for you guys to talk back to me, and we can talk about Saving Throw, and we can talk about lots of other things. And yeah, really, it's for anything. So yeah. Well, Farquad, my math may be off, but It's a heck of a lot. I will say that much. Anyway, so again, thanks to Dragoth. Thanks to all the people who have suggested rewards. Those are very cool, and we'll go into them maybe later in this episode. I'll read out some of Farquaad's, but ultimate decision is left up to Mason and I, and or some of the other people who will be running games. So let me kind of get right into that. So the news is, if you subscribe to our Patreon, if you're a Patreon backer, you know that we have a space. I kind of talked about that last time. We have a space, and we are changing the schedule up a little bit. If you follow our Twitter, I've talked about it a little bit more on there with some of you, and there is some worry, some confusion, and I want to sort of clear things up as best as I can, but I am afraid I may not have the best answers for some of you. So let's take it one step at a time, shall we? So first off, schedule is changing. Okay, I said it. The schedule is changing. But for the better, I think. We are adding a lot of new shows, which I think you guys will really enjoy. They will be on days that you have watched before, so that's great. But yeah, it's going to be really cool, and the whole thing is to hopefully have shows at times that are easier for people to watch all over. Obviously, streaming on the West Coast of the U.S., a lot of people go to bed pretty early. Lots of our shows don't start till 8 or 8:30, and so we lose all of Europe pretty much, and the East Coast is like, oh my God, how long is your show? So we're trying to improve that by starting things a little bit earlier if we can, whenever possible. So that's one thing. The other thing is we're going to be doing a lot more shows, a lot more streams, and I think that that's really tantamount to what you guys have, the feedback that you guys have given us, and more importantly, the support that you have. Our backers on Patreon, when you guys donate into that tip jar below, all that stuff, it helps us expand and create more for you guys. So I really appreciate that, and I hope that you guys appreciate what we're able to return back to you, because we really love doing these things. But it's it gets hard to do all of it. We all have day jobs, so as you guys do too. So anyway, so let me get into the schedule a little bit. It's March is a little wonky. April is when we're going to hit our stride, but here we go. So I'm going to be continuing with Proficiency Check on Mondays until the 28th of this month. On the 28th, Tom Lommel, a.k.a. the Dungeon Bastard, will be starting a new show. We're going to be starting with just a one-off. We're going to be playing the Cypher System by Monty Cook Games. It's exciting. There's a Kickstarter running right now, I think, for that. And so we're going to be doing that. And then every other week, Tom and I are going to be switching off. So it'll be Proficiency Check one Monday night, Tom's show another night. And let me tell you, Tom has some really awesome ideas in store. Excuse me. No burp juice, just the water, but it's still making me burp. I am excited. So that's probably what it is. Anyway, Tom's show ideas are going to be really, really fun. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. Let's just say cage match. That's all I'm going to say. It can get really, really, really complex. Yeah, no, not losing Proficiency Check. It's staying. It's just going to be moving to every other week, which is honestly a godsend for me. But yeah, I appreciate you guys liking the show. I hope you do. But we want more people to tune in. So the goal is I will be moving things up to 7 o'clock. That's, I think, as early as we can do it. That might change in the next coming weeks. So we're going to see how well we can do that with day jobs and everything, and getting out and getting to the new space. It is LA, so traffic plays a part into everything. And so if we can make that work, then great. But we'll be moving everything up around an hour, hour and a half earlier. So there you go. Castles and Chemo, I don't know if they ever had any differences. I know that Tom is good friends with Monty and stuff, and they've played in a lot of games together at Gen Con and beyond. So I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but I guess so. Okay. So that's Monday nights. Tuesday nights, Rhodes Legacy. Sticking around. Still there. Still kicking around, and nothing is changing with Rhodes Legacy. It will likely still be at 8, starting at 8 o'clock. And it will still be Henry and Tyler playing video games and other things. And eventually, when Henry gets old enough, Tyler will be teaching him how to play role-playing games. So that will be exciting. Wednesday nights. Here's the big one. Wednesday. Barky's Brigade is moving to Wednesday nights. Let that sink in. Barky's Brigade is moving to Wednesday nights. Not only is it moving to Wednesday nights, but it's moving to 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday nights. Why? There's a lot of reasons. The big reason is Friday nights are sort of a death hole for anything, entertainment-wise. People are out playing their own games. They're just out and about. Lots of people just aren't watching, and we were starting at 8:30, which was just super late. So the hope is that by moving to Wednesday nights, and I know that some of you are not going to be able to tune in. The Space Colonizer, it kills me. He's probably not watching now because he has to wake up so early in the morning, but he's not going to be able to tune in. It's hard. It's hard for a lot of people, but I'm hoping that more people will be able to come in and view it because it will be at a better time for people to watch. So anyway, we're going to try that anyway. Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock. That's starting in April. April 4th, I believe, is the first Wednesday. That's when we're going to be starting. So here's a couple of other bombshells, though, with that. Tom and Sean will no longer be on Barky's Brigade on a regular basis. So they're not Donovan and Udo will be the story will have them okay, April 6th. That's the date then. April 6th. Thank you. Yes, D&D runs their Adventures League on Wednesdays. However, Fridays are everyone is out. So we do lose people who are playing in AL on Wednesdays, which sucks. I mean, you guys are certainly diehards, and so we don't take this decision lightly. But when we're working with like 8 or 9 people's schedules, if you count everyone around the table and then the crew as well, that was really the easiest date that we could choose. So yeah, so we lose some people. Hopefully we'll gain more people. It's an experiment. We'll see. It may not work, but I hope people can stick around. And there's always the VODs those will always be up. Anyway, so Tom will be moving to his own show on Monday nights every other week, and Sean will actually be hosting his own RPG stream on Saturdays from 12 to 4, and that will be starting in April as well. I believe April 9th is when he's starting his streams. So, yeah, we took chat into consideration. It's honestly a big deal because you guys, Donovan and Udo will be making cameos. They will be coming back. They are not gone forever. We are not killing their characters, just to spite them. Donovan, however, you guys can still try and kill Donovan. That's always a possibility. However, yeah, Udo and Donovan will be basically sticking back, and I'll let Mason describe how that's all going to work when we come back. Barky's is going on hiatus until April 6th. So, yeah, we will come back to that as we get closer. But anyway, I'm excited about the change, and I hope that people can continue to follow us. And yeah, that is how it is. So we'll see how it goes. If honestly, if we get less numbers or whatever, then it is what it is. But we had some other issues where Fridays were just not. We just weren't able to continue going on Fridays, and it was making it hard, and so we had to make that decision. So there you go. Yes. Well, we were killing Donovan a piece at a time. But yeah, now that he's a cameo, glorified NPC, I don't know. We'll see. We might get a visit from Attack Rock. That's always a possibility. Okay. So that's Wednesday night. That brings us up to Wednesday. Thursday night, we are dark. I think a lot of people are watching Critical Role or Crit Juice when it's on. And we see no reason to even try to compete with those shows. They're awesome. We'll have some stuff on the YouTube channel for you to watch on Thursdays, but beyond that, no Twitch streaming on Thursdays. But we haven't done that before anyway, so I don't think anyone's going to really be sad. Then Friday nights. Friday is exciting night. Friday continues with streams, and now we're going to have weekly streams on Friday. Barky's also is going to be weekly. It's not going to be bi-weekly. It'll be weekly. So every Wednesday night, we will have a Barky's Brigade. Now, Friday nights, you will have a show every night, but it's going to change bi-weekly. So here's what's happening on Friday nights. Starting the 25th of March, Wes Otis, our friend over at Plate Mail Games, he ran Call of Cthulhu for us back in our Halloween episode. He is coming back and is going to be running a Call of Cthulhu campaign. It sounds amazing. It's going to be taking place in the near future, and the players are going to be kind of searching out this. Well, I mean, I can't say too much about it. They're going to be searching out something, and of course, it's Call of Cthulhu, so everything that's going to be happening is it's going to make them crazy. But yes, no, Wes. I told Wes that he could post that on Twitter, so he's very excited to do this. Along with Wes. So Wes is going to start the 25th and then be every other week after that. And then starting the 1st, David Crennan is going to be coming and playing. He's going to be bringing Never Tell Me the Odds, his Star Wars RPG podcast, to the Saving Throw Show channel. So his podcast will continue. We'll take the audio from our streams, and he'll have the podcast continue, so you can still listen to that. And then you can watch the show live on Saving Throw, and we'll have the VODs as well on YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, so Wes Otis and David Crennan joining the Saving Throw family permanently with their own shows. If you don't know Never Tell Me the Odds, you can absolutely check it out. Catch up on all of the podcasts that he has. There's a lot. Amy Vorpal will be playing in that game. Mason McDaniel, GM Mace, I believe, will be playing in that game. So yeah, that's Never Tell Me the Odds. Super excited about that. BSB says, so with a weekly Barkies, etc., will there be a shorter stream period, or will you guys continue to 3+ hours? We will do the full 3 hours. So usually we start at 8:30 and go to about 11. So we're going to start at 7 or 7:30, something around there, and go to like 10. So yeah, you're still getting the same amount of time. It's just we're just starting earlier. Oh, thanks for putting the link. Yeah. Hey, Scruffy, what's up? So that's Friday nights. So that's exciting. 2 new streams starting. So you'll have a weekly stream on Friday. So if you were watching Barkies and you're upset that you won't be able to catch Barkies anymore, at least you'll have 2 new streams to watch on Friday nights. And I hope that you'll join us for those. And then on Saturdays, starting in April 9th, I believe, Sean, everyone's favorite Donovan, will be running his own RPG stream. Well, not his own RPG, but his own stream, playing RPGs on Saturdays starting at noon. So 12 to 4, he will have his own show. So we'll have shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. which is going to be insane. I will probably be pulling my hair out, but I'm super excited. We've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and it just has been impossible up till now. So I'm very excited, and honestly, you guys are the reason we're able to do that. So give yourselves a round of applause, pats on the back. You were awesome. So thank you so much for your support and your help. And I hope that this, you guys find some really cool things and you enjoy. That's on top of the tutorial series and other shows that we're going to be doing that will be on YouTube later. So there's a lot of content coming down the pipeline. We can't do it all alone, of course, and any help that you guys can give, sharing, tweeting, Facebooking, whatever it is, Redditing, anything, get the word out and get more people watching us. It's super appreciated. Really, really enjoy it. There you go, Scruffy. Get that back pat. So, it's a little bit of a surprise who's taking over for them. We're actually going, I'll tell you this much. We are actually slimming down the pool. There will be 4 regular players now. 3 of them you know. 1 of them you also know. And that's where that's going to be. The 5th will be every once in a while. The 5th is sort of our reserved seat for Tom and Sean and Virva. If she pops back into LA anytime, she has an open invitation to always come back to the stream. We would love to see Atuska and his Flarkies at any time. So yeah, the 5th spot is open for that, and also for guests. We will have people coming in and playing in there, and it should be really fun. So yes, there will be 4 players. 3 of them you know, 1 of them you don't, or 1 of them you know as well, but is not a Barkies person. So yeah, I will leave it at that. But you'll just have to tune in, find out, or watch the VODs. And Sean is an awesome GM, and he is nothing like Donovan, his character on Barkies Brigade. And yeah, I think that show, the way that Sean has pitched it to me, is going to be amazing. I am looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. He's got a lot of RPGs that he wants to try out and play with. So that should be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of comedians on the show that he knows and stuff. So it could be a lot of fun. Now, and I think it will be. So for all of these new shows, so Proficiency Check, great. You're watching Proficiency Check right now. This is sort of what it is. Great. All of the streams that are RPG streams. So Tom's stream, which will be Monday nights, Barkies Brigade, which is Wednesdays, and the Call of Cthulhu and the Star Wars games, and for Sean's games, all of those will have their own Revlo rewards and their own donation system. So the things that you donate that you have donated for before for Barkies Brigade will be available in some way, fashion, form for the other streams. Obviously, different systems will have different rules for those, but we will we'll try and cover those and get you guys up to speed once we've kind of ironed out all the details. But yeah, so that will be fun. If nothing else, I want Saving Throw to be, you guys are sitting in that player's seat, basically. And we were talking about it today, and we're just like, really the chat is probably the omnipotent player that every player wishes they could be, because you guys don't have to wait for a turn. You don't have to wait for, combat to be over or anything like that. You can pretty much wreak havoc to either the GM or the players at any time you want. So it's pretty exciting to have you guys with us for all these streams. So yeah, I'm really excited, and today has just been a really exciting day as we've been working all of this stuff out. So really looking forward to having you guys around and checking it out. So I can't wait to get those going. the first thing that's going to happen, so tomorrow is going to be another Rhodes Legacy. And then Friday, we're going to have a one-off with Tom. Tom is going to be running Dungeon World for us. So if you've been interested in picking up Dungeon World, hold on. Right here. If you've been interested in playing Dungeon World at all, it's a really fun system, and I think you guys would really dig it. Check it out. So Friday we'll be playing this, and it should be a lot of fun. Let's see what else. So I've also you may not be able to tell in my office, but it is like it's a little crazy in here because here, let me just do this. It's a little crazy in here because I have to build a new PC so that I have a PC here and a PC at the new space. Because before I've been bringing my computer every time we had a show. I would have to bring my computer, unhook everything, and bring it to Tyler's garage, and leave it there for a couple days, and then bring it back. I finally saved up enough money to build a new PC for that. So I'm troubleshooting, which is always great with PCs. So anyway, that's always fun. All right. So any questions? Any questions about the schedule or moving forward? Anything like that? Anything you guys want to see specifically? Let me know. Yeah. We do have a pinned tweet on our Twitter, Saving Throw Show, at Saving Throw Show. On our page, there's a pinned tweet which has a poll, which has a few more hours left, I think. Where if you're adamant that the time is just not going to work out right for Barky's Brigade, you can let us know via that poll, and we will take all those into consideration. Right now, people seem to be okay with Wednesdays, but yeah, that's how that's going. Oh, actually, BSB, that's exactly what's happening. The only problem is right now is that the new PC is not behaving right. So I will be using the new PC at home, assuming I can get this video card to work. That's the only thing. Yeah, Dragoff. Yeah, it's I've been studying the D&D books for building this campaign, and then just everything all over D&D books and video card pieces and computer pieces, and everything is all over the place. So lots of fun. Anyway, yeah, so super excited. I can't wait for you guys to see the space. This Friday, we are unveiling the space. If you are a Patreon subscriber, you will be the first, or a Patreon backer at the $5 level and up, you will be the first ones to see the space live. If you subscribe to our newsletter, you will see a picture of what the space looks like now. And yeah, it's pretty cool. There's not a whole lot to see right now, but yeah, I hope you are excited. So this is my idea for when to answer your question, BSB. I will be running, so I'm going to be basically going through Horror on the Hill. We will be running a Kickstarter, Indiegogo, some sort of crowdfunding campaign. We're still deciding exactly what. Starting on April 18th. And on April 30th, we are going to be doing a 24-hour stream. So set your calendars, mark your calendars, set your clocks. What? It's been a long day. Anyway, I'm going to be running Horror on the Hill that day. At least 4 hours of it. Just because we have so much that goes on during those streams. I'll be running 24 hours, and that will be the first opportunity to see me try to GM for the first time in a long time. So, yeah, April 30th for, I believe that's Tabletop Day, Worldwide International Tabletop Day. that's what we're going to be doing, is running a 24-hour stream, because why not? And it's also, we'll be having a crowdfunding thing going on at the same time for our tutorial episodes. The tutorial stuff is coming along quite nicely. I'm excited, and I'm excited to announce a little bit more about that once we get a little bit closer. Come April, we'll be talking a lot more about that. So stay tuned, stick around for that. But yeah, I'm excited. Oh, Palace of the Silver Princess. That's a classic. Yeah. I don't think what's my other B? Yes, it's funny you mentioned that, Dragoth, because look what I have. Yep. That will be a future episode. I will tackle that one later. I think in future episodes of Proficiency Check, not only will I be dealing with D&D, because lots of people play D&D, a lot of you guys know how to play D&D, and that's why I wanted to do Horror on the Hill first. But I hope that we'll be covering a whole lot more RPGs in the future. I wanna go over Microscope. That's a fun one that I haven't really gotten a chance to play yet, and I think it would be ideal for you guys and working with you guys. Fiasco, I wanna check out. I wanna learn a little bit more, and I'll probably be doing similar conversions with these other modules with other fantasy and RPG systems. So I'll be probably testing out Savage Worlds, Fate, Dungeon World, things like that, Pathfinder, and probably just taking these and sort of adapting them to those systems and seeing how well they go. So anyway, yeah, that's down the road. That's in the future. So stick around. But for now, we're doing Horror on the Hill and in D&D 5e rules. So yeah, that's the fun bit. So any other questions about schedule or anything about that? We'll have time for questions later. I always give time for questions, and I love talking about this stuff. I'm super passionate about it. And yeah, I will answer whatever, but let's jump into Horror on the Hill, shall we? 1 second. So good. Okay. Oh, you know what I want to do? So a long time ago, I commissioned an artist friend of mine to do some drawings of the Barkeys crew. And this is to tell you how long this was ago. This was before Donovan lost his leg. This is before Atuska had to leave the show. And so this is before Dale and all that stuff. This is before the Pomeranian hand. This is before Udo turned 7 feet tall and blue. Anyway, I finally got the finished versions of these paintings, and they are gorgeous. They are absolutely beautiful. And I'll be starting a Tumblr to show these off in the very near future. We actually have a Tumblr right now, but I don't really put anything on it. These are going to be the first things that we're going to put on it, but these are the official character portraits moving forward for everyone. But for now, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of Arky Barky of Barky's Brigade. So here you go. This is the first one. This is done by Christian Kim, and here you go. This is good old Arky. And as we scroll down, she's got her spirit blade. You can see here, this is her kitty collar of cat holding, and she's got the kitty paws because she's a cleric of Bast, and she's a barbarian, so not a lot of armor on a barbarian. That's her spirit sword, and then she has a bunch of cats. She has a bunch of those spirit cats. There's Spatula, I think, and Skillet is here. There's a lot more. There's a lot more to that drawing, but you'll just have to stick around when till they get released on Tumblr. The artist is Christian Kim, and I will put a link to his DeviantArt and stuff, his contact information when we release them all. But yeah, they are really cool. I was able to get Donovan updated a little bit, so yeah, he has some of the things. No Pomeranian head, but sadly. But yeah, they are very, very cool, and super excited to have them around. And so you guys will see them. They'll be on the wiki too, for each of these characters. So you'll be able to see those. But probably later this week, maybe early next week, I'll have all of that up so you guys can check it out. Anyway, I had to show that off. Again, another thing that's just super exciting that's going on right now. And Kermit, have to show. So, okay, back to Horror on the Hill. So, where did we leave off? We had everything. We had switched things over so that we were instead of dealing with the Neanderthals, we were dealing with Jovitos from Raiders of the Lost Ark fame. And the Jovitos were working in conjunction with Yuan-Ti, a tribe of Yuan-Ti who were busy dealing in the hill where there's a red dragon actually in the bottom of the hill. And they worship, and there's a fertility idol that this cleric, this clerical group is going over to try to rebuild this monastery at the top of this hill, and they were going to use this fertility god. Goblins came and attacked the party on their way to this monastery, stole the fertility idol, and left the players without any horses, so they could not pursue. And then the players then end up at Guido's fort and must now mount a mission to get this fertility idol back so that the monastery can be rebuilt. Little do they know that the Yuan-Ti, actually that's their fertility idol, and the goblins are trying to convince the Yuan-Ti to join forces with them so that the goblins can take over Guido's fort and eventually amass more of an army. Cool Ranch Jovitos, you guys. Yes, I appreciate the dad jokes. Anyway, there you go. So, I think that's pretty much where we left off. We were creating a bunch of potential encounters for the party, and that's where we sort of stopped. We've got Yuan-Ti, we have Jovitos, we have Variel, I think, suggested the giant toad, will-o'-the-wisps. There'll be wolves and a bear, killer bees, because there is a killer beehive that they run into on the hill, and sturges as well. It's funny, there's a lot of encounters. I sort of skipped through them because there's a lot of places early on in the hill that are just caves that either have one monster in them, like the sturges, or they have nothing in them at all. They're really just a MacGuffin to get people to explore things. But it's good because it's an early adventure, and those early adventures are great for getting the party accustomed to their roles and helping them learn kind of what they need to be doing. So my hope is that I'll be playing with at least one brand new D&D player, someone who has never played D&D before, and I'll be playing with some other people who have played D&D before. But my hope is that through playing this session, we will be able to sort of expand their knowledge and help them kind of learn. So sort of how Virva was playing on Barky's Brigade. She had never played D&D before and was sort of learning up into it. We were going to be using Horror on the Hill to sort of get that going. No, you do not need to kill the party in the first cave. And you wouldn't, because there's nothing in the first cave. I can create things. I can have a cave in. I could do all that stuff, but I won't. I'm going to keep it fairly simple because it gets really, really, really hard the further into the hill they go. So when they get to the monastery, there's the monastery. There's a bunch of undead around the monastery. We're going to have the Yuan-Ti hanging around there. Underneath the monastery, there's dungeons. In the dungeons is where this hobgoblin / goblin / orc / ogre army is stationed. And then underneath that is a freaking red dragon. Like, this continues. This whole thing has so many layers, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant and insane. Yeah, BSB, you remember Virva. Yeah, there's actually, you can get a lot of not level up juice, but you can get some things if the players are handy with their words. They can actually get some pretty sweet healing things and stuff from Guido's Fort. When we get into the dungeon, I'm actually going to finally be able to use my my Dwarven Forge, which, by the way, has a Kickstarter. I don't get anything for this. I wish I did, but they have their Castles Kickstarter right now, which is supremely tempting. But I don't have any money anymore, so that's not happening. Anyway, yeah, look for that if you guys like terrain for your games. It's kind of a pain to set up, but it looks awesome. Yeah, I'll just give them little one-ups. There'll just be little green mushrooms just kind of floating up there, and maybe a question mark that they can try and jump, and then it just turns out it's just a brick that they just hit their head on. So in addition to all of that, if you missed it last week, we will be running a session 0 for this campaign. So that will be in an upcoming proficiency check. And everyone will be building their characters in that session with the help of you guys. They'll all be first level characters. So yes, they'll be very killable. But we will try and keep them alive as best as we can. No, seriously. They'll be building them with your help. And we'll have at least one brand new D&D player joining us for that. So that will probably be in the next two or 3 weeks, something like that. Once Tom and I are splitting off Mondays. So look for that, and we'll go from there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about NPCs, because actually one of the first things that happens when you get into the hill, there is a mysterious cottage that you run into. And let me just kind of go in here. This is sort of the mysterious cottage. It says, in the center of this clearing is a whitewashed cottage lined with bright green shutters. Basically, it's supposed to look completely out of place in this hill. You're going through kind of marshy swamplands at the base of the hill that kind of go up into a forest, and then supposedly there's a monastery at the top of the hill. But if they take a certain path, they will cross this cottage, and in the cottage there are two women, Rosabella and Rosalinda, and they are witches, actually. This is the basic set, so they're described as one a magic user and the other is a cleric. Obviously those will be changed. One will probably be a wizard and the other will be a cleric, but I might go sorcerer for that one, for the magic user. I'm not sure yet, but something like that. So they are your typical troublemakers. Let me see. Let me get to a picture. There they are. Look at them. Look at these ladies. Well, Dragoth, I am also a new player, so I don't want to get too I mean, I've played D&D for 30 years, but I am new to DMing, so I certainly don't want to be teaching five people, and I don't think people really want to be watching five people trying to play a game that they have never played before. Uh, it's that might get a little frustrating, but I hear you. I feel your pain. I've been there. It's interesting. Anyway, they are not obviously evil witches. No, no. They look come on. Look, she's got a rolling pin in her apron. The other one's got this nice staff. Come on. How bad can they be? Right? Right? They look a little like Harvey Korman and Tim Conway a little bit. So I feel like they were like drawn out of a Carol Burnett sketch, but yeah, they're great. Anyway, so they run into these ladies, and they it gets very specific about how the party needs to handle the witches, and the honestly in earlier in the campaign they have the opportunity to hear some rumors about the hill, and one of the rumors that they can hear is whether there are witches or not on the hill. And it's actually in the game. Let me see here. It says so it says the rumor is an evil witch lives on the hill. Her house appears to be a small hut, but in reality is an extravagant palace where she keeps the tortured souls of all who have trespassed on the slopes. And it says that is true. It's sort of true. Sort of true. There's actually two. Oh, James. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I spoiled a 35-year-old D&D module for you, but there you go. Such is life. C'est la vie. So anyway, Rosabella, Rosalinda are to be treated with kid gloves, right? This is very classic D&D. This is written in a very in a way to be very an intro to diplomacy, as it were. And essentially, these are 6th level cleric and magic user. So they are way beyond the players. And essentially, the players will die if they try to attack them. They're meant to try to form a bond of some kind with them. So the thing that I kind of wanted to talk about tonight was how you guys deal with NPCs in your game. Obviously, these are pre-written NPCs, so this is something that I'm running into because this is what the game calls for. I could get rid of them. I could not deal with them. There's certainly plenty of stuff going on with the the mission, but these characters are really fun. Yeah, is it railroady? It's a little railroady for sure. They can certainly do anything that they want, and in the game they're given multiple options. They can, if they want to attack the witches for no good reason, if they attack them on sight, they're going to get cleaned up unless somehow the players manage to teamwork it and have picked just the right things to get past these two. But I'm not sure that that's possible. But if they talk to them, they will be welcomed in with open arms and all of that. So they do have opportunities here, and every step of the way, there's an opportunity to take advantage of them or work with them. So just like anything, any encounter that you're going to have, whether you've created the NPCs or not, that's usually your PCs are either going to take offense at something or go along with it. And so the conceit is that hopefully your players will go along with what these the witches are asking for, and the witches are actually asking for the players to retrieve a magic item for them that's buried in the hill. It ends up that this magic item is kept with the dragon, which the witches don't know. They actually say something along the lines of they ask for something of the players if when they return from whatever they're doing in the hill. So theoretically, it's a magic item that they picked up. But if they agree to this, then the witches give them all these fancy magic potions and stuff like that to keep them alive, basically, as they go. So it puts a lot of trust. And I've always had problems as a player with NPCs like this because your first instinct is to just not trust anything that the GM throws at you. So my yes, invited to be dinner. So my thought is how do I make them appear? I mean, clearly you're in the middle of a forest. You had no idea that there's a cottage out here, and then suddenly there's a cottage, and two kindly old women are just milling about out there. Like, how are your spider senses not going to be tingling when that happens? And so my feeling is like, okay, how do I convince the party to still work with these people and not just run away? Like, they can certainly run away. I'm not going to railroad them into having an encounter with these women, but if they do decide to go into it, I want to do whatever I can to make them feel comfortable, because I think that would be a more interesting engagement anyway, but can't control that. So let me see. James says it always depends on the NPC and what they are there to deliver. Why are the NPCs there? What do they offer? And what do they want? That to me is the key to how to play them, that and their NPC archetype. For sure. Yeah. Obviously there's a purpose for these NPCs. Although I would argue that in a lot of early D&D modules like this, NPCs are kind of just there just as MacGuffins and just to add another layer of stuff. So I feel like these characters you could certainly circumvent them and have no further consequences in the game. Like, there's no reason you have to interact with the witches. BSB, do they hit Guido's fort first? The characters? Yes, the characters go through Guido's fort first. And castles and chemo make them visually crazy, to which living alone in a cabin away from civilization seems to make sense for them. That does make sense. Yeah, that gives me more of a character to play, and B, a more solid reason, because they're played in the flavor text. They're played as kindly old women, right? They're almost like the Hansel and Gretel witch, that's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere and is enticing people with kindness and everything, and just trying to draw people in like that. And to me, that's just red flag city. Like, you're immediately going to go on the defensive and not want to do anything that they say. And the way that it's written anyway in this is that once the players go on the defensive, they basically get kicked out. And if they try to get violent, they get attacked. So arsenic and old lace, that's a good reference. Yes. So Scruffy says, I tend to just make sure and you guys can read this, but I'm going to read it out anyway. I tend to just make sure, let's see, where'd that go? I tend to just make sure I understand the NPCs well enough to interact with the PCs regardless of what they do. If the players are new, I'll give them a lot of breathing room, but NPCs are people with their own motivations, reactions, etc. Treat it like an improv exercise, sort of, for sure. Dragoth says, a good way to get characters healing potions early on for survival, depending on how rolls go. Yes. Okay, so yeah, okay, so basically, so sort of give them a almost a heroic background. Get some kids or something, some other denizens of the hill. See, the thing is that there should be the hill is supposed to be empty. There's not supposed to be anyone there. So obviously, I'm already making it a little busy by having them know that the goblins are on the hill. That is, as written, they're supposed to think that nothing is on the hill except for this monastery, and that's the only thing that's supposed to send them over there. There's honestly very little motivation for them to go on the hill other than fortune and glory, which has always been a very weak motivation for me as a player. So I'm trying to give them a little bit more motivation to go over there. Kai the Ninja, if I'm saying that right, make it fairly obvious that they have incentives for helping them, that they have the potions, etc. Yes, that's a good point. They certainly would need the potions, especially at first level, as you guys know. 5th edition is no slouch in the killing players or killing characters arena. Okay. Okay. So yeah, James V says if they get defensive, have the old ladies just treat them like scared children. Oh dearie, there's nothing here to be scared of as long as you mind your manners. I sound like that's like a Michael Showalter when he does an old woman in The State. BSB Care says, Kai the Ninja's idea, just have them straight out tell them that they're the only party in town. I like that. That actually makes sense. If I play them like they're like Castles and Chemo said, that they're sort of recluses or they're kind of hiding away from society, but they're also going to be one stop on a trip out of the fort, or if someone's going into the fort, someone's going to need to stop somewhere, probably along the way, and these ladies will have potions and such. So I think the hope is that in the session, that by the time they're running into these witches, they will be low on health anyway, because you're going to be either running into Jovitos or Sturges or killer bees. So there's lots of opportunities for the party to be running into something. Well, maybe it is an old Jewish grandmother. I don't know. That's where I'm going with this. I don't mean to be anything other than that. And with that, I'm going to let a cat out. Hold on. How'd you go? Okay. Fun times. Oh, White Blaze. This show is all about derailing things, so feel free. So anyway, they're going to sound something like that. Hopefully, I'll have perfected it by the time we have the actual show. Look at it! Look at the tail! Look at the tail! Look at that. Anyway, yes, they will be more Golden Girlsy. They will be more Golden Girlsy. I'll probably have a Blanche and a Rose. Although if I could do, B. Arthur, that would be great. That would be perfect. Yes, I will see what I can do. I'm not gonna try and pull. Well, I can try and pull out a Blanche, but the others are going to be a little bit more difficult. So I always work better with with the script, so we'll see. Yeah, Scruffy says it. This is not the chat to worry about derailing. Telebro, yeah, the beard is alive. It's growing back. It's mad that I cut it. Anyway, so we have two ladies. They're going to be Golden Girls, voiced by the Golden Girls. Any particular Golden Girl? You guys, I'll do whoever you want me to try to do. Blanche, I think was a good one. So Blanche, and then B. Arthur. Should I try to do B. Arthur? I did consider the Monty Python old woman. That's another thought. What's the second voice? Let me know what the second voice is, and I will do my damnedest to get that right. I am not the best with voices. I could do a passable George Bush Sr., which is actually more of a Dana Carvey impersonation of the early President Bush. That's pretty much where my voice talents leave me. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's do this. We'll do Blanche and we'll do B. Arthur, who actually had a character name in Golden Girls, but for some reason I can't remember it. 1,000 points a lie. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. How's that for a 20-year-old reference? Wouldn't be prudent. Oh, Dana Carvey. We should try and get Dana Carvey on the show. It didn't work with Iggy Azalea or Pink yet, but we're trying. We're trying to get either one of them. If you guys know Iggy Azalea or Pink, they have an open invitation to come on our show. Yeah, it is almost 30, isn't it? Oh, cripes. This is a good time to bring out. There we go. You can't see it on the stream, but if you're in Twitch, you can see my little icon. If you have better TTV, that's the Feels Old Man icon. I don't think I want to hear your sexy narration voice or your monster demon voice now. That's terribly frightening. Okay. Anyway, so these two ladies will sound like the Golden Girls, which is already enticing enough. Yeah, BSB, if you have better TTV installed, you will see new emojis. I'm going to be creating new emojis strictly for saving throw. And anytime you're in the chat, if you have better TTV downloaded and installed, you will see these new ones. They'll be specific for saving throw. But right now, Feels Old Man is one that I picked up from someone else, and you have to have better TTV installed in order to see it. But yeah. Anyway, that's fun. Okay. They'll sound like the Golden Girls, which just an image block. That's weird. Okay, I'll look into it, guys. Thank you. So anyway, they are going to Dorothy. God. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Castles. Thanks, Farquaad. No, Variel, you're not late. Although you did miss all of the big news about the schedule, so we'll get back to it. We'll cover it again, and you'll see the VOD, so don't worry about it. Anyway, so the two witches that the party's going to run into, they will sound like Dorothy and Blanche from the Golden Girls, which I think anyone is going to be immediately impressed by and want to be a part of. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then if I make them feel like they are there to help the players, which they are. They actually come out, or they come right out and say, "Hey, welcome to our home. Would you like to come in?" They're very welcoming. So there really shouldn't be anything that the party should be suspicious of. But yeah, I can definitely work with that. Yeah. Anyway, that's a lot of fun. So those are just sort of the first NPCs outside of the fort, which is sort of very formulaic. Like they get to the fort and it's like, okay, we talk to people in the bar and then we go to bed and then we wake up and then we cross the river and go to the hill. There's really not a lot there, although knowing the people that usually play in saving throw games will probably spend like 4 hours in the in the lion's den of the which is the name of the pub in Guido's fort. Yeah, it will be a lot of fun. uh yes. Welcome, Phantom Jest. Yeah, thanks for coming in. Yeah, thanks anyone who's new to the chat. I think Kai the Ninja I haven't seen before. All you guys, I hate calling out people that are new and just lurking, so I'll try not to do that. But if you talk in chat, I will say hello when I can. And yeah, thanks for dropping in. This is some of you may not know because a lot of Proficiency Check hasn't quite made it onto YouTube yet, at least in a downloadable form. But this is me. I'm Dom, and I run Saving Throw and created the tutorial videos and stuff like that you see. So any new people that are coming off of the tutorial videos for Pathfinder and stuff, welcome. You're in good company, and we are open for everyone. So let your voice be heard. Anyway, and yes, you're earning XP right now, so check that out. Awesome, Kai. That's thank you so much, and it's great to have you in chat. So thank you very much. Yeah, I am still trying to edit out the ums. I'm becoming like supremely aware when I say now that it's getting to be a little bit of a tick. So I apologize. It's really weird for me to talk and not say Have you ever tried that? Have you ever tried to not say those little interstitials in your everyday speech, like eliminating the eliminating eliminating will? Take all of those out. Like if you ever write scripts, see, there you go. If you ever write scripts, you will see like writers never put in those words, and it's because why? Like they don't mean anything. They're certainly not they're not necessary, but they are, because that's how we talk, right? That's sort of the natural cadence of everyone's voice, has those little words that provide the lull so that we can kind of get into it and allow our brains to reconfigure. So everyone has that, but it's funny because you never think about it until you're actually someone calls attention to it, and it's a really good exercise if you are a writer to take the time to, when you're talking, and especially when I'm talking to you guys and I don't hear you guys back, which we could work on. But when there isn't actually a two-way conversation going on and it's just me talking, I become supremely aware of what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, and it becomes really weird. There you go again. So it's fun. I don't mind, and I'm not going to stop saying but it is very interesting, and it's a good challenge actually for speech. If you watch a lot of people who have taken speaking classes and stuff like that, communications and speech writing and all of that, you see that a lot of those words are actually minimized. You don't see them very much, and they're more meant to separate clauses or thoughts than they are to help create a new thing. But that's because it's stuff. A lot of stuff is written down, and you don't have to take the pause because you can see it. You don't have to think about what you're going to say next. Anyway, Hey, Alira, welcome back. Naga aspirant. That's great. It's true, James. It's true. Yeah. The more you can minimize those types of things, the more it helps you come across, and it makes you think more about what you're going to say before you say it. So it's very interesting. But enough of enough of our eloquence in proficiency check. This is not eloquence check. This is proficiency check, and we should be talking about proficiencies. Uh, yes. Gonna make Faerun great again. Okay. Anyway, so 2 witches, Blanche and Dorothy. I may just change their names because Rosabella and Rosalinda are stupid, just like Guido's fort is stupid. I'm sorry, but they are. I may just name them Blanche and Dorothy, just because you guys are awesome, and that will make me feel much happier. So anyway, Blanche and Dorothy are working out of this cottage. They present themselves as the last stop on the road to oblivion, which will be the monastery, aka death for the party, and allow them to sort of reinvigorate. So I think that's a good direction for them, and I like that. So I think no Sophia, although Sophia may be their mimic pet that they have around. We might try that. Yeah, I will definitely remember them that way. Certainly, I'll remember their voices a lot better. So we'll see. We'll see how well that goes. When I do my players rarely have an accent. I think when I played in the Acme Pathfinder game, the voice of Steve Firebanks actually didn't when we first started playing. To give you sort of a background on that, that table that was playing the Acme Pathfinder game, we had been playing for weeks before that because we wanted to get good, as it were, and we were it was very new in the process, and we were all learning, and that was the thing that we did, is we got together and we played Pathfinder. And Steve was very much not. He did not have the Thurston Howell voice that he had in the Acme. Well, Lovey, I don't think I would do that. That was terrible. But anyway, he gained the Thurston Howell like literally a session before we had that live stream. So I am not one for voices and characters. A lot of people come to me and they say, "Oh, I'd like to play role-playing games, but I'm worried about the role-playing, and do I have to have a funny voice? Do I have to dress up and stuff?" And I go, "No, you don't have to. Of course, you're more than welcome to." But yeah, anything that makes people afraid to get into it, and a lot of times any sort of performance, as it were, is terrifying for people. And the more you can, I feel you can show that it's not really a performance necessarily. You're playing a game, and when you kind of look at it more in a game sense than a performance sense, it makes it easier for people to understand, and then they can grow into that character. And once they've had it for a little while, they can build that. And for me, that's definitely for me. I never start with a voice in mind. My dwarves never have the Rotic accent, the Scottish accent, because A, I'm terrible at Scottish accents, and B, for me, dwarves don't sound Scottish. So, yeah, that's all I can say about accents for me. But I am going to try, and Dorothy and Blanche will come again. They will be resurrected into this game, and it's going to be really exciting. That's what I'm going to say. I don't know. I think it will be. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really wanted to keep them. Like I said, party can completely avoid the witches, which is the great thing about this module. There's lots of things that they can just kind of move around and not see. But there are some things that I would love for them to get a hold of. So if they run into the witches, I really want them to have a great experience and be sort of tied into that NPC, as it were. So anyway, moving on. Yeah, shopkeepers, all that stuff. They're a lot of fun. Castles. That sounds brilliant. Yes. I say, old chap, let's go to the African continent and hack away at a jungle. That sounds like fun. Terrible improver, just not good at it. But see, this is my thing. You guys will learn this quickly. This is why I started Saving Throw. You don't have to be a great improver. It helps. You don't have to be a great improver. You don't have to have accents. You don't have to be great at accents. It helps, but you don't have to be great at it. Anyone can play this game, and I am living proof of that. Anyway, yes, I like all these suggestions. They sound great. Anyway, so moving on, and then we'll get into a Q&A session here, and we can catch Variel up a little bit on the Fort Sophia. I just saw that now. Yes. Okay. All right. I love that this is turning into a Raiders of the Lost Ark meets Golden Girls, which is probably the best logline I've ever heard, and really that's where it starts. Yes. Did any of you guys watch Whose Lines It Anyway, the original British Whose Lines It Anyway? Which, as much as I love Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery, the British Whose Lines It Anyway, if you can find it, it is brilliant. You can see some of it on YouTube, I think, but my God, those players were amazing. Definitely check it out if you haven't, if you're into improv. Or want to learn that stuff, the original British stuff. Tony Slattery, amazing. Anyway, that's your little culture tip from Dom. There you go. So when the players move away from the cottage, hopefully they do. There are many things that can push them out of the cottage. Again, if they are rude to Sophia and to Dorothy and Blanche, they will get their asses handed to them. Not only that, but any magic items or anything that they have on them will be taken away. So generally what happens is if they're rude, the entire hut dissolves. The women disappear. The hut dissolves. Everything that they had dissolves and just fades away, including any magic items that the party had on them at the time, even if they didn't originate from the hut. So really, it's bad news bears to get on these ladies' bad side. So we'll try and not do that. Josie, yes, Josie's so great. Sorry. Can we just turn this into watching Golden Girls and British Whose Lines It Anyway? No, we can't. That would break Twitch guidelines, but maybe someday. Okay. Yes. These ladies can be devastating to a party. So the hope is that the party will not piss them off, but if they do, that's what happens. So that will be very interesting, and will basically kick the party back. They'll have to go all the way back to Guido's fort, resupply themselves somehow, and then go back into it. So I mean that can be a session breaker right there. It's pretty interesting that they threw that into a first level adventure. That they threw sixth level characters at all into a first level adventure, but it's interesting. They're the Tom Bombadils of this adventure, so that'll be very interesting to run. Um, Moving along from the witches, the next step is a cavern full of ogres, which again, players are first level, and now they're being thrown into a bunch of ogres, and yeah, I think the again the thought the test here is that the players are supposed to stealthily move around the ogres and not necessarily engage them. So another thing with this adventure is that it's sort of a, and the reason I chose it and why I want people to start this and first is that um, it's a good starter adventure because it allows every kind of class to have a moment. It gives your rogue the chance to sneak around. It gives your cleric a chance to heal, and gives your wizard or sorcerer chances to use their detect magics and use their cantrips and use all these things that they tend to be taken for granted in higher levels. Your fighter can do the bashy, all that stuff. Druids can sense everything in the world around them with all of the natural things that exist in this hill. And yeah, it's really kind of a good adventure for just sort of learning how to be your character, as it were. So yeah, I'm I like that concept that they have these things, these sort of trials that they're not supposed to engage with them um, in a defensive manner necessarily, or an offensive manner, uh, and in fact they're rebuked for doing it, which is an interesting way to run it. But I think it's a good training mechanism to show that fighting isn't always the answer, and if you can use diplomacy or stealth or something like that, like that's a good skill to learn in role playing. And this just sort of kind of spells it out a little bit more, and gives you more of a as an early player, it just kind of says like, hey, these ogres are probably a little bit beyond your level, so maybe you might want to think of another way around it. Can they still awaken the ogres and get their asses kicked? Absolutely. But the goal is to kind of step around them. So yes, James is correct. To use the magic device skill. Yeah, the ogres are sleeping. In fact, they have a sleeping room because they are baby ogres. So whatever that means. Anyway, as they go, they kind of get into some other things. They can run into the Jovitos. They can run into some more goblins. Things of that nature. That's a cat clawing my leg. That didn't feel good. Anyway, yeah, it's very each of the encounters at this early stage of before they even get to the monastery are very they're like bottle episodes. They're very encapsulated. There isn't a whole lot going going into or out of these encounters. It's just, oh, you just happen to run into this group of goblins that's here. Now what? Things like that. They're not interconnected. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm connecting the ogres and the goblins together, and then also adding on the Yuanti and the Jovitos, so that everything is sort of playing together nicely. Question regarding the Jovitos: will you give some of their weapons darts temporary poison to inflict disadvantage temporarily? Yes, they will be poison darts. I will. That's a good idea about giving them some disadvantage. Certainly, I'm not going to kill them outright with a poison dart, even though that's what the Jovitos would do. But yeah, I'm going to give the darts will have varying effects depending on who gets hit and which one hits them and stuff like that. So each one will have slightly different things going on, but probably I'll probably stick to one overreaching. Like something will happen for a round, and then they'll have a continuing disadvantage until they get the poison cleared out of their system. Something like that. Cool Ranch Doritos. Yeah. Delabro seems to be channeling Scorpion. Anyway, I don't know, Scruffy. I don't know what you're talking about, and I do know what you're talking about regarding kerning, but I'm not sure what you're talking about regarding the background. But yes, that's interesting. Anyway, cat, cone, there he is. That's Bella Lugosi. Anyway, so let's see. We got about a half hour left. I've been up since 5 a.m. We had a freak thunder and rainstorm today and hail, and it woke me up at about 5:30. But I actually had to get to work at 6:30, so it was actually not bad because it functioned as an alarm. But yeah, it was quite alarming because there's a tin roof rusted right outside my bedroom, and when rain is heavy or hail or anything like that, it literally sounds like the roof is about to cave in. So yeah. Yep. You guys met Bella. He is now contemplating whether he can jump up on the bookcase behind me, which he's not supposed to do. So this is going to be interesting, especially since he's wearing a cone. See? Here's the thing that gets the cat to stop. It's always good to keep a Nerf gun around. And I don't hit the cat with the Nerf gun. Okay, you moving? All right. Yeah. Cats tend to run away from Nerf guns. Although one of the other cats that we have here, not fazed by it. Yes, I will review the changes in the schedule. So here we go. Yeah, Lyra, B-52s, yeah. Okay, all right, Vario, here you go. And for anyone new that came in a little late, so here's the schedule change. I'll do this as quickly as possible. So Monday nights, proficiency check continues. Proficiency check is not going anywhere. However, starting on the what did I say? Starting the 28th, Tom Lommel will be doing a show on Monday nights, and we'll be switching off. So every other week we'll have. All right, here we go. Hey, dum. That's not cool, right? Yeah. There, you got to see me terrorize my cat, who was wearing a cone. Poor Bella. I did not hit him though. Let's see the replay. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have fun. Yeah. Okay, so Monday nights, proficiency check continues until the 28th, at which point Tom starts his show, and then every other week will be proficiency check and Tom's show. Proficiency check, Tom's show. Proficiency check, Tom's show. So there we go. Well, I didn't get it into the cone, so I don't get any points for that. I hit the wall. I will never hit my cat with the Nerf gun, but especially not these ones, because these are like really insanely powerful. I'm going to be painting these eventually for when we do Shadowrun as little props. So anyway, that's why I have them. Okay. Yes, Leapfrog Mondays. Tuesday night is going to be Rhodes Legacy, and will continue to be Rhodes Legacy until Henry gets tired of it. So there you go. Wednesday nights. Here's the big one. Wednesday nights, as you know, Fariel, because we talked about it on Twitter, actually, Barky's Brigade is moving to Wednesdays. Barky's Brigade is moving up as well to 7 o'clock, possibly 7:30, but 7 or 7:30. And also both Tom and Sean are moving off of Barky's Brigade. Sad. So three players are staying, and one person is joining, and I am not revealing who that one person is. Not at this point. So anyway, Barky's Brigade moving to Wednesday nights. That's starting in April. April 6th, I believe we determined that day was. So tune in for that, and that's going to be, again, it's going to be starting at 7 o'clock. So there you go. Then Thursday nights we are going to be dark so that everyone can watch Critical Role or Crit Juice. Watch Crit Juice because it's really fun. If you guys don't watch or listen to Crit Juice or haven't watched them yet, please do. They're awesome, and I think they play like once a month or something like that. So definitely check them out. Okay, so then Castles, you could join. I'll say if you're a Patreon backer, you have a absolutely excellent chance of joining us at some point. But we can talk about that later. So Thursday night will be me reading all of the manuals that I have collected over the years. And I'll create a podcast and you can listen to me read. I'll be like Garrison Keillor and you will fall asleep listening to my voice. And I'll just basically just go, for Farquaad, like over and over and over again. It'll be great. Friday nights continue to be RPG streams starting on the 25th. Well, actually, backtrack. This Friday, we have a show. It's this Friday, Tom is running Dungeon World again. We have not played that yet on the stream, but he's doing a one-off with Dungeon World, so that's going to be a lot of fun. That's this Friday. Barky's Brigade is off until April, obviously. Then the 18th is no show. And then the 25th, Wes Otis, who ran our Call of Cthulhu campaign, or Call of Cthulhu game back in Halloween, is coming back, and he's going to be running a Call of Cthulhu campaign with us, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then he's going to be switching off every other week with David Crennan, who was on this show. And also he runs Never Tell Me the Odds, and he's also the DM on Crit Juice. And he is going to be doing Star Wars. Basically, Never Tell Me the Odds is coming to Saving Throw. So if you have listened to the Never Tell Me the Odds podcast, you know exactly what's going on. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Amy's on that show. Mason's on that show. And some new guys too, which are going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, Friday nights are going to be great. Switching off Call of Cthulhu and Star Wars, or maybe we'll have a huge old Call of Cthulhu Star Wars thing. Let's see, James says, really hope you move that back an hour. My Adventure League Wednesday ends when you plan to start, and I have a good 30 to 45 minutes before I'm home to watch you after you start on Wednesday at 7. Wait, you want us to move it? What time do you want us to move it to? Let me know. I can't guarantee it, but I will see what I can do. I want to try and get everyone to be able to watch, but I can't promise anything. Anyway, so that's Friday nights. Then Saturday at noon, starting April 9th, Sean is going to be running his own campaign on Saving Throw. So not as Donovan. Garbage people will still be a thing, but I don't think he's going to be quite as as a GM, he's certainly not as as abrasive as he is as Donovan. Quintus, thank you. Back 30 minutes, if possible. Like 7:30 or 8. Yeah. We're talking about it. But the whole thing is to start earlier so that people on the East Coast can catch us and not have to be up so late. I understand it's going to be hard, but as you know, like the first half hour is actually the eating time that most people have. So I would say that you're probably safe at least until 7:30. Things won't really be kicking off, and then when you do get in around 8, we'll have just started, so you won't have missed too much. But there you go. Oh, Paranoia. That would be a great game for Sean, actually. Yeah, good idea, Scruffy. I will mention that to him. Yeah, I don't know what system he's going to be running. Could be 13th Age. Maybe Paranoia. Maybe something completely different. He's got several games that he's been wanting to play, and I will give him that opportunity. So yeah, he's a lot of fun. If you watch the 13th Age game from one of our 24-hour streams, which is on YouTube, he's great. He's a great DM. So yeah, absolutely watch that. There's a new version of Paranoia coming out. That's interesting. I'm actually a little fascinated by that. Yeah, 7:30. 7:30 is we can talk about 7:30. That might happen. 7:30 may be the time. Yeah. Still hammering out exactly start times and when we can do that, because again, it's about how quickly we can get to the space and get out of work and all that stuff. And honestly, later is better for us, but we recognize that a lot of people can't watch us and want to watch us because we start so late. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Cool. I am definitely interested in a new Paranoia. I think I heard about that a little bit, but yeah, I will definitely check that out. Let's see other things. Oh, I will Revlo. We teased this a little bit. BSB Care, ran over, and Farquad have all suggested rewards. If you're in the chat right now on Twitch, unfortunately, not on YouTube, but it's not available on YouTube anyway. But on Twitch, so sorry, Kyle. Yeah, maybe he'll run Pathfinder. I don't know. He's a big 13th Age fan though, and Pathfinder is similar to 13th Age in some degrees. So I'm not sure, but maybe we'll see. We will definitely have more Pathfinder content. So that's not going to go away. So that will be coming as well. Yeah. So thank you, BSB. Thank you, BSB. Yes, this that link takes you to the Revlo XP earning site. For 1 XP, you can suggest a reward that we can then implement into our streams later on. And some of you guys have been so nice as to recommend a bunch of rewards, and I will go through these now. I am not telling you which ones necessarily from Farquad will be using, but they are great and they're amusing, and you guys should hear about them. So the first one is from Ran Zero Ver, and they suggested that the whole cast checks their plastic dice in a saltwater bath to see if it was luck or just the right dice. This is stemming from the last Barkey's session where some people were having some killer rolls, specifically Donovan. We are actually going to do a dice episode, just a dice video where we actually do some of these tests with the dice and talk about various dice. Cat is in my new computer. Get out of my new computer, cat. Where we'll talk about dice and sort of dice myths and how people deal with dice. If you guys have any dice stories that you'd like to share, times that dice have worked really well, things that you do to shame your dice, anything that you have to get your dice to work right, let us know, and maybe we'll fit it into the video. But anyway, so that is actually happening. That was actually based on a Kickstarter reward way back on our first Kickstarter. That was actually suggested to do a dice video, and so finally we're making that happen. I would love to get Amy to stop using stop. Stop needs to have a timeout for sure. Okay, so that's Ranovers. BSB, we actually talked about this last time, and so this one is actually going to make it into things. But Asher was having such a hard time getting anything to happen. BSB suggested that he gets a damage boost once per session. On his next physical attack, he gains 1d8 damage. So that is something that we're actually going to start implementing in future Barky's Brigade episodes. So look for that come April. Now we get into Farquads and Farquad. Yes, it's true. They referenced the old brigade, the brigade as everyone knew it, that contained Udo and Donovan. However, I think they are worthy, and they could still function in the new brigade, with some potential changes. So, I don't know if you want Chris to sing, but we can see. You could suggest that reward. Okay, let's start at the bottom, Farquad. Work this out with me. Okay. Mace out the window, and Farquad is great because you gave me all of the potential command terms for this. So so here we go. Mace out the window. Using the command DM fail, the dungeon master loses his dice and a turn. Mace in the window. Using the command DM crit, the dungeon master rolls all crits. Now, I don't know if that's just for one turn for each, but I assume so. I don't know that we've ever had private meetings. The only private meetings that we have are with our Patreon backers of $5 or more a month. We have a session just for them, but there are I have no private meetings with any of the mods. We haven't yet. Tell me if I'm wrong, mods. But all of this actually, all of these suggestions are suggestions that you guys can put up on the Revlo. So I'm just reading it from there. And the whole damage boost thing was actually a discussion that we had last week on Proficiency Check, I believe, and after Barky's Brigade, when Asher was just not doing well. I think everyone was suggesting in chat that we give a reward that would allow him to do that. So, anyway, private meetings, that's just going to take too long. Okay. Everybody's dice hates Chris, using the command craps. Chris can't roll for shit, so Asher gets +5 to his attack. So yes, this is actually not that, but what BSB Care said, to make it still a little bit random, he will be given 1d8. But we may just use that. We may just use that command. See ya, Castles. Feel better, man. I know I took Advil before I started the stream, so I know the headaches feels. Okay. There's a lot more. There's a lot more Farquads. Thus burns your flesh in I'm not even going to read that one. Nope. That one's not happening. Okay, moving on. And Farquaad, you know why I'm not reading that one. Let's see. Rhetoric is super effective using the command rise. Donovan tells an especially captivating story which distracts attackers, and he gets +5 to his attack. Stray cat strut using the command Brian, as in Brian Setzer. Fierce stray cat named Setzer joins Arky and gives +5 to her attack. Yep. For if ye live after the flesh, that's using the command 813. An undead something joins Dale, and she gets +5 to her attack. An undead something, which leaves that into wide open interpretation, but that's fine. And I like seeing Dale getting some things because Tracy's awesome, and Dale could use a little bit of help sometimes. 1 Takosu to go using command Takosu. Dale becomes quite low on health, and a 2-headed creature called Drew and/or Nick appears and gives her an octopus salad, which restores half her health. That is probably the best use and callback to Takosu Squad that I have heard. 2 more. A wild Zook appears using the command Dom. I would jump in and move a player or creature to a place of my choosing on the map. I like that one. We'll see. I'll have to clear that one with Mason. All of these I really have to clear with Mason, but yeah, I like that one. That would be a once per session. And then the Revenge of the Garage using hashtag Tyler, or not hashtag Tyler, but command Tyler. Everyone receives heat, cold, or random insect damage. That's probably my favorite. And so true. And since we'll be in a air-conditioned / heated / pest-controlled space now, we need something to remind us of the old days. So that probably will happen at some point. Yes. R.I.P. Takosu Squad. Takosu Squad, go. Anyway, yes, those are all great, Farquaad. We'll run these through Mason, and we'll take votes, and we'll let you know which one comes up. But for all the rest of you, go to revlo.co/savingthrowshow, and you can, for 1 XP only. I know anyone who's watching right now has earned at least 1 XP. You can spend that and suggest a reward, and we'll go through it. Yeah. So thanks very much. I hope that he agrees with Wild Zook too. So we're moving to a space in Hollywood, California, and our good friend Sax, who you may hi. This is another cat. This is Radagast. It's actually a girl cat, but she's named after the wizard. Anyway, she was on the very first proficiency check, in fact. Yes, fancy, dirty Hollywood. It's only marginally. No, I think it's dirtier than Van Nuys, where we were before. But anyway, it's a great space, and Sax, who you may have seen in Erika Ishii's streams and stuff like that. He's been helping us out a lot. He actually found this space for us, and so we're really excited to be moving in there. If you subscribe to our newsletter, you'll be getting a little sneak preview of what the space looks like. But otherwise, the first people that will really get to see it in action will be our Patreon backers, those $5 backers and up. We'll see it this Friday for the Patreon backer hangout before the Dungeon World stream with Tom. So we're super excited, beyond excited, to be moving into a new space, and I think it's going to be great. I hope you guys like it. It's not a garage, and I know how tied people were to the garage and the look of the garage. There's not quite as much room in this space that we can fill out to make it look like a garage, but I think you guys will. I hope the trade-off is good enough. More shows for less garage. So yeah. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to showing that off to you guys. I think you guys will like it. And again, it's all thanks to you. What you guys put into to the show via your donations and Patreon and stuff like that. That's all going to the space. So it's helping us continue to make these shows for you guys. So thank you very much. If you're getting stuff off Amazon, that has picked up recently, and that's great. Yeah, so thank you very much. Let's see, moving on. So about 10 minutes left. So I will do another rapid fire question session. You guys give me questions. I will answer them. They can be RPG related. They can be anything about anything. Okay, James has the first question. What's bandwidth going to be like at the new place? It's a fiber connection. So we actually have excellent network there, which is great for us. Bad news for you though. So, and I'll explain that. Because Twitch doesn't allow us, because we're not partners, you can't alter Twitch at all. So we're going to continue to stream exactly how we're doing it now. So we'll be streaming at 720, not 1080. Although we could be streaming at 1080 and to have no problem on our end, that will be a problem for you guys trying to watch. So we're going to keep everything kind of low, on the low end of the scale, so that hopefully there's not too much buffering going on for you guys. Hopefully that can change if we ever become a partner. Tell your friends about these shows. We need like 100 people to be watching these shows a night, and 10,000 followers on Twitch. That's where they start looking at partners. So, and that's different for various things. We can try to petition them earlier, but that's sort of the goal. So with all these new shows and stuff, that's what we're hoping we can do. Favorite module is Isle of Dread, I would say. That's my favorite old school module, which I would love to play again. I would love to be a player in Isle of Dread, not a game master. Well, James, see, you're the only one. we could be fiber buddies. Yeah. Yeah, Isle of Dread is great. Isle of Dread, again, another classic, and it's not quite as killy as Tomb of Horrors. It certainly has a lot of the various very similar play style, but yeah, not as death dealing. Wow, Quintus, why do you have so many? I've got the one. I've just got the one. But yeah, it might come in handy. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I ever decide to take Isle of Dread and break it down like I am with Horror on the Hill. Yeah, that might come in handy. We'll see. Any other questions? Keep on the Borderlands. Yes, that's a great one too. Good night, Alira. Thanks for coming. We'll see ya. We'll see you next time. I hope people can come back on Friday and see Tom's Dungeon World. If you haven't seen Tom GM a game before, it's a real treat. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the whole Barky's crew is going to be there. So Amy and Tracy and Chris and Sean will all be there and playing new characters and stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I am interested in taking some of these big modules like Tomb of Horrors or Isle of Dread and seeing the conversions. I know that people have converted them before, but I'd be interested to tackle that. So, Tom currently is Tom. I'm going to talk to Tom though. We might offer a donation. It might, before you guys in chat have been able to summon the Dungeon Bastard, which you can do before the stream starts. And if Tom can touch or talk, he can touch for sure. But if he can talk to the Dungeon Bastard for us, because it's sort of like a Batman Bruce Wayne thing, I think. Maybe the Dungeon Bastard can come out and play. But that's up to him, and it will may well be ultimately up to you guys. So I will let you know. Follow our Twitter down below, and our Facebook and all that stuff at Saving Throw Show, and to get all of the latest news and things of that nature. Yeah, Dragoth, I agree. I think that the monsters, I mean, you'd have to convert everything over to the 5e monsters and those stats, but yeah, I think it would immediately be pretty overwhelming, but it was overwhelming before, so I don't know if it can get any more. I will be letting everyone know via Twitter if Dungeon Bastard is willing to come out and play, and I'll let you guys know how much that will be to invoke the bastard, as it were. That is something to watch. We've had Dungeon Bastard on a couple times, but yeah. Yes, the current schedule graphic that I have up on Twitch will be updated once I have a second to do that. So since March is so crazy right now, it doesn't make much sense to update the graphics. You'll just sort of have to bear with me as we kind of announce it as we go, just because it's going to be changing constantly. Until we get to April. April is really where the new schedule kind of takes effect for good. So yeah, look for that new schedule to be listed on both our profile down below and on the offline Twitch graphic. Ben was exiled from the table last time the Dungeon Bastard came out. Yeah, poor Ben. Ben will be coming back. Ben will be coming back in some future games. So keep an eye out for good old Ben. Always a good friend of the show. All right, 3 minutes left. 3 minutes to enjoy your XP bonuses. Thanks for coming, Dragoth, and thanks again for pointing out the Thule background and stats. That was really helpful. That's definitely going to feature into the game, so I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Yeah, James. Shame points are vital, and they're so much fun. The Dungeon Bastard is a bastard, and so he was super pissed off that we somehow managed to get Ben back to the table. So I don't know if that's going to happen again, but you guys kind of can run the show when it comes to that stuff. So even the bastard bows to chat, which is pretty powerful. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Quick. Everyone's getting their XP, checking their XP. What do we have? Yeah, anyway, thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Next week, another proficiency check. And we're going to be talking more on Horror on the Hill and whatever the heck you guys want to talk about. And tomorrow is Rhodes Legacy. and with Mr. Tyler and his son Henry. So I hope you tune in for that. And then Friday, again, is the special one-off of Dungeon World with Tom, potentially the Dungeon Bastard. We'll see. And follow us at everything below. And feel free to talk to us anytime during the week. We're happy to answer questions and help anyone out that needs it. And thanks very much. You guys have been great. And I am signing off. So I'll see you next week or Friday. So bye. Thanks a lot. Oh, yeah. And I will remind Tyler that he owes Henry $20. Okay. Thanks, guys. Good night. Have a good one. I'll see you later.